Hello, everyone. Welcome to Yellin From the Couch. I'm Brent Humphries, joined by my co-hosts Gage Bertovich and Gordon Chatterton. And guys, we have a huge weekend. This is the weekend everybody's looking forward to. Guys, how excited are you guys that tomorrow the Winter Olympics start? Guys, this is what we're here for. We're giving our preview of the Winter Olympics. Gage has got all the lowdown on the curling, and Gordon's got whatever else they do in that snowboarding, I guess. And then I will cover the other stuff. No, seriously, guys, no. Bowl week. It's Super Bowl week, guys. It's here. Finally here. You guys pumped and ready to go for the Super Bowl or Winter Olympics, either way?
Well, have you guys ever, tried curling? It's not as easy as it looks. I've done it a few times, and I have no idea how it works.
I would not be very good, especially with the broom, because I can't stand on ice. So I would be cleaning it with my ass all day long.
Just ice cleats.
Am I excited? I have one word to give you for that one. Woo! There we go. Okay. Get the woo off
Join
going.
the program.
Yeah, we're gonna get the woo off going.
Man, so yeah, Super Bowl's coming up, guys. It's almost here. We're gonna preview it after a while. But also, if you couldn't tell, Gage is on the red carpet because this is a huge night for Yelling from the Couch right here. We're gonna have our Yelling from the Couch awards, our own awards that we're coming up with. We went over the NFL awards. NFL honors is going to be on here while we're recording this podcast, so we won't be able to tell you everybody who won during this podcast, but we will give out our awards for our own categories that we've come up with. Guys, you guys excited about awards night? It's a big night for us.
I'm just very upset that you guys didn't come dressed for the occasion. I mean, look at this. I got my own red carpet behind me. We're dressed in the tie and nice clothing, and then you guys are just over here not joining the party. Like, what are we doing?
But you're at the awards. You gotta let us know if you see anyone.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
on the red carpet.
I've seen a lot of people, but unfortunately, I'm not allowed to talk about it because there's some things going on right now.
You can tell us after the podcast.
Yeah, off the record.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Yeah, off the record.
Be off the record, maybe a bonus episode, hey, whatever.
It's on the Patreon. Got to pay for that.
Yeah, pay for it on the Patreon there. So before we get into our awards, guys, believe it or not, there's a little bit of news out here, right? And let's go ahead and let's start out with the Cardinals hire Mike LaFleur as head coach. Gordon, you are a fan of the LaFleur family, at least one of them. What are your thoughts on the Cardinals hiring Mike LaFleur as the head coach?
Whatever. Sean McVay touched his hand, so therefore he's a good head coach. That's how Matt LaFleur got his job. If you come think about it, look back today, before he became the Packers head coach, he was a Tennessee Titans offensive coordinator. He didn't call plays, and they had the 27th ranked offense. That'll get you a head coaching job, I guess, as long as you touch Sean McVay's hand. As long as you kiss the ring, he blessed you. It's kind of like the most interesting man in the world. When he sneezes, he blesses you. That's all I can say. But no, I'm not a fan of the Packers head coach, Matt LaFleur. I like Elio LaFleur from NXT. I think he's a good wrestler. Okay.
Gage, what do you think about this hire here? I think this is just a hire to myself.
It's an hire, but they had to get someone in there. I mean, change needed to happen. Tyler Murray's probably gone this offseason, hopefully to not Pittsburgh, anywhere but Pittsburgh.
Please.
But I think LaFleur, is a good hire. Now, is it enough to get them out of, I don't even know what they finished this year, 3-14, 4-13, whatever the heck it was. That might be too much credit. They might become a 5-6 win team, but I don't see much happening. But hey, you never know. They could surprise us and just make us eat our words.
Yeah, maybe so. I mean, they got some players on that team, but I just don't think it's not a big splash of a hire, I don't think. Just because he's got the name LaFleur, and Matt LaFleur's had some success in Green Bay. I mean, not playoff success, but regular season doesn't mean the brother's going to. Oh, we'll see.
Well, Matt LaFleur had Aaron Rodgers for the first 3 years. Let's just knock that success out, because that had nothing to do with Matt LaFleur. It had to do with I'm going to show you I can still play Aaron Rodgers. He gets threatened what you need to do is keep him in Pittsburgh. Now listen, put Will Howard up there and say Will Howard will take your spot if you don't play well. He'll pick it up.
Yeah,
just
No,
got drafted last year.
and then in Will Howard's like last year of his rookie contract, they'll be like, "Here you go, Will. Here's the keys to the car."
Well, that's what they did to Jordan Love. I mean, I still don't think he was a first round pick. He shouldn't have been. I think he'd have been there in the second round, but
Yeah, I think so too. Oh, Putos.
but that would have made Brent mad because that would have meant they would have probably grabbed T. Higgins
Yeah.
because he was there available.
Green Bay just doesn't draft offensive weapons in the first round during that regime. So that worked out good for me on that end.
Yeah,
So,
don't remind me.
So the other head coaching hire that happened this past week, the Raiders hire Clint Kubiak as head coach. Guys, offensive coordinator for the Seahawks. What are your thoughts on Clint Kubiak going to Vegas?
My initial thought is you should not be hired for a different job while you still have and you have a game coming.
What are you folks?
Is he going to be there at the Super Bowl? Is he going to be offensive coordinator for Seahawks?
Yeah.
Okay. Had to get
That's
that out
what-
there. I had to ask that one.
Yeah, that's why it's like maybe wait a little bit. No one else is going to get hired for that Raiders job, and
Oh.
Kubiak, for whatever reason, loves the Raiders job. So you could wait until after the Super Bowl. You might already
Well-
have it in place, but just wait.
Well, gave me a different perspective on Fernando de Jesus Mendoza. If he goes to Raiders, I mean, look what Clint did with Sam Darnold. I mean, he even made Geno Smith look good the year before. I mean, year before, whatever. I mean, so he's got to be decent with quarterback. So maybe I'll have a different perspective. I just want to see what else they do.
Maybe he wanted to reunite with Geno Smith.
Maybe. I mean, but why?
But then again, it is the Raiders, so I don't expect anything.
Wouldn't that be just the Raiders thing to do?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, let's run it back again with Geno. Fernando, you sit on the sidelines here for 2 years and follow Geno. Watch him get Brock Bowers killed out here.
Good job, Tom Brady. Way to go.
Yeah. Way to be a biased announcer out here. Gordon, the Packers hire former Arizona head coach Jonathan Gannon as their defensive coordinator. Gordon, I know you got some opinions on this one right here, but I'm pretty sure I watched the Cardinals defense this past year, and it was not their strong suit.
No, it wasn't. We all know, I think we all talked about it a couple weeks ago, who I was pulling for. Obviously, neither one of them two got it. I was kind of upset. Both of them would have been kind of a coming home. You know, I know he wasn't bad before whenever he was a defensive coordinator somewhere else. Hopefully, Micah Parsons can help cover up his deficiencies because they didn't have no pass rusher at Arizona. So, but when Parsons on the field, a couple of other pass rushers look a lot better because they're not getting doubled. Parsons goes through triple teaming, still gets through, and the other guys have trouble breaking one-on-one. But at least when he's there, they got a better shot because three of the better blockers are not on them. They're on Micah Parsons trying to keep him out of the backfield. But am I impressed? No, I'm kind of shit.
Well, when Arizona's one of their better defenders is 39-year-old Calais Campbell, ageless wonder, but still, that shouldn't be your best player at this point in time in his career for Arizona. But I don't know.
But the thing was, he was still getting pressure.
And Gordon, to your point, like he was a pretty good defensive coordinator with Philly. He spent two years there. The first year in 21, his team was 10th in yards per game allowed and 18th in points per game allowed. The 18th, right in the middle of the pack, not great, not bad. But in 22, the team was second in yards allowed per game and 8th. If you can bring that to Green Bay, I don't think you'll argue.
No, I won't argue. But the problem is they had a really, really stacked defense in 22. So we've got like two players that are really good, and we got a lot of what the fuck, what the hell. All right, our good players on defense is Parsons and Xavier McKinney. Well, I'll take that back. We got three. Kind of like our defensive tackle. His name's escaping me, right? Devontae Wyatt. I like him too. Other than that, we ain't really got much to write home about.
What did you think about them cutting Trayvon Diggs already after 2 games?
I thought that was horseshit. I mean, what, you going to go into next season with 2.5 corners again?
Carrington Valentine, my boy.
Well, Carrington Valentine and Keyshawn Nixon, and then you've got the the half-breed wide receiver cornerback that's net good at neither one. Now, I know you got the other guy, but he's always hurt. The one you replace the injured guy for another guy that's always injured. It's kind of a wash. It's kind of like, what the hell? Nate Hobbs?
Well, when you say you have a half breed, of a corner and a wide receiver, I didn't know you guys got Travis Hunter. Congratulations.
No, we got Bo Melton. I said he's not very good at neither one.
Hey, you say tomato, I say tomato. You say Bo Melton, I say Travis Hunter. They're really one and the same.
Travis Hunter's just a little bit better at one than Bo Melton. Just a
Probably
little
better
bit.
both.
Well, yeah, well, I was I was just trying to be nice for once.
So we'll see how it all turns out for the Packers defense. But Gage, going to your team here, the Pittsburgh Steelers hire Brian, that guy, as the offensive coordinator. You want to go ahead and give me the name there? Angela Chio, maybe?
Angela Chio, I'm good with that. I really have no idea either. Yeah, Vikings.
Hella Chio.
Angelico.
Oh, okay.
According to the Vikings website on the pronunciation.
That one I needs to be an O, so it'd be Angel Ochio.
Quarterback's coach from the Vikings, right? I think that's where he came from.
Very good.
Tight ends coach, that's what it was for the Vikings.
Now, here's going to be a big shocker. He previously coached under McCarthy with Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay from 16 to 18, serving there as the head coach. I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, I'm not like overly, woohoo, well, let's go. We got a great one. And I'm not like, oh my God, this sucks. This is awful. I might have different thoughts about the defensive coordinator we hired. But this one, I'm like right in the middle. Really, I don't know. I'm just okay with, not an Arthur Smith and not a Matt Canada, but Angelico, or however you pronounce it. Just do me a favor. Don't be added to that.
You do know who the tight end for the Vikings was this past season, right? Past couple of seasons while he was the tight ends coach.
It's supposed to be Hawkinson, but
You mean TJ Hawkinson?
Hushmanzada? What?
TJ, who's your mama? Yeah, I don't really know much about this guy at all, so I don't know how it's going to turn out for Pittsburgh. I can only hope he's worse than Arthur Smith for you. That's what I'm hoping for. We'll see how it goes, though. But yeah, whatever.
Evidently, he was an assistant coach on my team, and I couldn't even tell you who in the hell he is. So.
Could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. You never know.
He also coached at Pitt from 06 to 10. You'll never guess, what position.
Running backs coach.
No, tight ends coach.
Line coach.
Coach the punter.
He's the kicking coach.
That's the little bit of news we've got there football-wise, but I wanted to bring this one up here real quick. The Reds sign Eugenio Suarez for a 1-year, $15 million deal. He's back in Cincinnati. Gene Day, I hope you have a good day, Gene Day, as Eugenio Suarez says to Jim Day. Gage, how excited are you for the Reds to bring Suarez back to the Central?
Well, you know what? If he has the same season that he had in his last 2 years with the Reds, I'll be very happy about that. Batting, let's see here, 202 and 198. Sure, you guys could sign him to $15 million. Apparently, he didn't want to come to Pittsburgh.
Can't blame him, but yeah, he's back.
You know what? I would want to sign at the Great American Small Park too if I just hit 41 homers in a season.
You can hit 55 over there now.
Until he gets.
So yeah, the Reds needed a bat. They got a bat. I still like for them to get another outfielder somewhere. So if they could do that, I would feel pretty decent about the season. But we all know that's probably not going to matter anyway because the Dodgers have bought up everybody and everything, and they are the evil empire, and they're winning the World Series again this year. So that's our little baseball preview here that we just go into. But guys, there was a game this week that we need to talk about, and it was the Pro Bowl games, the NFC. Congratulations, Gordon. Your NFC beats mine and Gage's AFC 66-52.
I didn't watch it.
I watched a little bit of the first quarter just because whatever. And yeah, it was something. Shadur Sanders throws a pick. It was in Jamar Chase's hands, and I think he was just wanting to make Sanders look bad because the next drive, Joe Burrow leads him right down the field and gets a touchdown. Makes him look a whole lot better. But yeah, that was about all I seen in the Pro Bowl games. Not really much interest in there for me.
I had no idea it was even on until I saw the highlights the next day. I was like, oh, wow. Wait, that was on last night?
Pro Bowl. Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, there's really not much else to say about it, but there was a game.
I missed the skills competition.
Yeah. Was it just the Pro Bowl this year? There was no skills competition? When are they just going to do away with the Pro Bowl?
I mean, I don't think you have to. I mean, you have 2 Cleveland Brown quarterbacks on that team, and they rightfully deserve it.
Whoa,
Kevin's
whoa, 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 whoa. Joe Flacco representing the Bengals. Okay.
basically a Brown. All right. I mean, Kevin Stefanski, we talked about it last week. 1 Pro Bowl quarterback on the roster. He actually had 4 Pro Bowl quarterbacks on his roster. Shedeur Sanders, Joe Flacco, Tyler Huntley, and Deshaun Watson, all Pro Bowlers throughout their career. So I don't know why Stefanski couldn't get it done.
That's why he got fired. I mean, I see why he got fired now. You got 4 Pro Bowl quarterbacks and you can't do anything with them. Gone.
I
Don't
got a
blame
feeling
Cleveland at all.
Kyler Murray's not going to go to Pittsburgh. He's going to Atlanta to be with Kevin Stefanski to be a Pro Bowl quarterback.
He could go down there.
Yeah, him and Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix fighting for that spot. I heard Minnesota was going to bring Cousins back for a year. Wouldn't that be something?
Wasn't this also the same team we heard that they would trade for Joe Burrow?
Here we go again. I still see this stuff online. Like some podcaster out here, another podcaster, not a credible source like us here on Yellin From the Couch, comes out and is like, yeah, I mean, the Vikings could trade JJ McCarthy and I forget who else and 2 first rounders and bring in Joe Burrow. Shut up, man. Here we go again. Bring in Kirk Cousins. Bring him back. You're not getting Joe Burrow. Be done with it. Be done with it. All right. So that is going to lead us now into, we still got our Super Bowl pick to pick here in a little bit, but it's time to get to the awards, fellas. It's what we've all been waiting for right here. The 2026, I guess 2025 season, Yellin From the Couch Awards. And let's start it out with the first award, and that would be the Kyle Pitts Award, awarded to the man that we think has the most potential in the league, but just never does live up to it. And Gordon, I will let you go ahead first. Give us your Kyle Pitts Award winner.
Well, the obvious pick would be Kyle Pitts, but I'm actually going to go in a different direction. I'm not going to go with Kyle Pitts. He had a couple of decent games, of course. So did Kyle Pitts, but I'm taking Marvin Harrison Jr. as a Kyle Pitts Award winner this year, 2026. So far, you got 1 clap for the award, Marvin.
All right. Gage, who is your Kyle Pitts Award winner?
Funny enough, I had Marvin Harrison Jr. written down first, and then I changed it about 15 minutes ago. This is a guy who every year it feels like he's going to be the number 1 receiver on his team, and every year he fails to be that guy. Or he's the number 1 receiver, and it just awful stats because he's on a pretty bad team. He had 1 good season, and that was last year. That was over 1,000 yards, and a lot of it was due to having good old Joe Flacco at quarterback. My award winner for the Kyle Pitts Award goes to the Cleveland Browns wide receiver, Jerry Jeudy. This man, 50 catches, 602 yards, 2 touchdowns. Worse numbers than the award that this, the man this award is named after. Like I said, only 1 season over 1K yards, 6 seasons in the league, and it feels like every year, you're doing your draft, and Jerry Jeudy's right there. He's going to be the number 1 guy this year, and he's never that.
I like it. I like both of these picks right here. Never really thought much of Jerry Jeudy because he's in Cleveland, I guess. I don't know, but Jerry Judge Jeudy, I like it. I like the pick, but I wrote down what my pick was before. We didn't talk about any of these beforehand. Kyle Pitts Award. You would think Kyle Pitts would win that, but I'm with Gordon here. I'm going Marvin Harrison Jr. because the first 2 years so far, it's like this guy's got all the potential in the world. I mean, every time we break down a Cardinals game on here, we mention Marvin Harrison Jr. and what a stud he is. And it may just be the system he's in. It may be who's throwing to him, but something's just not clicking for him yet in Arizona. 41 catches this year, 608 yards receiving, and 4 touchdowns in 2025. Marvin Harrison Jr. is my vote, my pick for the Kyle Pitts Award.
How do we have the Kyle Pitts Award, and no one picks Kyle?
Because it's too obvious.
Yeah, maybe next year he can come and get the Kyle Pitts Award, but for the inaugural winner, it's like Marvin Harrison Jr. and Judge Jeudy.
Next year, if the guy that plays for my team has another absent season like he did this year, he'll definitely be not first round draft pick. And it was, first round draft pick and no touchdowns and very few catches. Oh, my team is going to get to a fucking award next year.
It would change his name to Matthew Bronze after this.
Yeah.
Or he scores like 12 touchdowns next year and we call him the gold.
Oh, man.
That would be way better.
Well, so our first award is in the books. Now let's go to our second award of this program here, and that would be the Drama King Award, awarded to the player that has had the most off-field drama, maybe some on-field drama this season. Gage, I'll let you go ahead first and tell us who is your Drama King for this season.
So originally I went with DK Metcalf because of, punching a fan and everything like that. But I told myself I'm going to stick away from picking any Steelers for any of the weeks. So I went to the other side of Pennsylvania and went to Philly. And, give me A.J. Brown. This guy has had last year, this year, so many problems internally with the team. Him and Sirianni got into it on the sideline here. I want to say it was in last game, maybe the game beforehand. Him and Hurts, you can understand that there's a lot of tension going on there. And there was a thing that came out on Bleacher Report today saying that all sources point to Brown and the Eagles split up this offseason. So that's why I'm going with A.J. Brown.
Speaking of, before I get to Gordon's real quick, you just mentioned Hurts. Did you see where they tried to do a tush push in the Pro Bowl game with Hurts as a quarterback?
No, but I'm not surprised.
Gordon, who is your Drama King for this season?
Well, me and Gage agreed on this one. I actually went with A.J. Brown. I'm just kidding. I was reading my book. There's a few games where he read more pages than he had catches. There's one game he read one page, and I don't think he had a catch in that game at that point. So yeah, give me A.J. Brown whining about I need to get the ball to win, and when he got the ball, they didn't win. He said we need to find more ways to win. Then I need to get the ball to win. Well, you got the ball and you still didn't win. So A.J. Brown, Drama King of the Year.
Well, think about it. Last year they ran Saquon to the Super Bowl, and he's like, I need more catches. That was fun, but I need my stuff. And when he got his stuff, so a lot of drama there. I like the A.J. Brown pick. I do like the DK Metcalf pick too, because of all that. But I'm going somebody that's not on a team, maybe somebody that owns a team. And let's go with Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones and all the drama that he caused this year, especially at the beginning of the year, trading one of your star players because you were too selfish to pay him, even though you're a multi-billionaire, Jerry Jones. And then all the interviews he gives like throughout the season, like, dude, like every week he's got his own call-in show, I think, in Dallas every week. Jerry Jones is my Drama King award winner for the season, but I like the A.J. Brown one too. But hey,
no, he's been a Drama King for the past 50 years.
Yeah, he has. So fitting that he would get this award here. So our next award, the Stat Patter of the Year, which goes to the player that eats it up in garbage time and just piles on the stats. Gordon. You know what? I'll go first this time. My Stat Patter of the Year is going to be none other than Bills quarterback Josh Allen, number 17. He put up a whole bunch of points against the Carolina Panthers in a blowout. The dude has a record streak going however many games it is. And in week 18, he's like, you know what? I need to keep my streak alive. I need to pad my stat. So I'm going to come in for one play, and I'm going to set out the rest of the game. So that right there is like keypad statting right there. Stat padding for me right there. Josh Allen is my Stat Patter of the Year. Gordon, who's your Stat Patter of the Year?
I'm going to a different conference. My Stat Patter of the Year is coming out of the NFC North. Jared Goff. How many games was the Detroit Lions way ahead, and he still threw touchdown passes in the middle of the fourth quarter?
A lot.
And running them in and just doing things and throwing bombs. So I don't need to go any further. Jared Goff is my Stat Patter of the Year. One clap.
Gage.
Thank you, Gage.
So, you're welcome. My Stat Patter of the Year, I'm going to go to a guy that briefly talked about here when we were going over the head coaching hires. Let's go to Arizona. Me, Jacoby Brissett. The amount of times that this guy was getting blown out, and it was just McBride, Wilson, and we're just going and going. The guy finished not bad stats. 65% completion rate, 66 yards, 23 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. The only issue with that, played in 12 games. He went 1-11 in those games. And then you also want to talk about completions. He set a record this year for most completions in a game with 47, and they lost that game against the Niners 41-22. Not like it was a close game. So that, I believe, you're setting records, you're losing bad, that's stat padding to me. Jacoby Brissett, congratulations, one clap.
I like him. I like him. I like him right there. Pretty good. Stat patter of the year. We got Josh Allen. We got Jared Goff. We got Jacoby Brissett out here. Just when it doesn't matter is when their time to shine, and all these guys done it. So that'll bring us now to the Jets rebuilding team of the year. Gordon, who is your Jets rebuilding team of the year? A team that constantly is rebuilding year after year after year after year after year. New coach, new quarterback, draft picks, first pick, third pick, fourth pick, free agents, new coach, new quarterback. Gordon, who's your Jets rebuilding team of the year?
The team that fired their coach towards the middle of the last year, Tennessee Titans. I know they went a few years where they wasn't, but they've been rebuilding constantly for the past 5 years. I mean, they should have been doing a lot since they lost Vrabel. They've been rebuilding. They rebuilt when they got him. They got good. Then they got rid of him. Then they sucked, and then they still sucked, and then they still sucked, and then they still sucked. Last year they super sucked. Wow, that's a lot of that. They had the first pick, and although I knew he was going to be the first pick, I didn't think he was the best quarterback in the draft. I mean, I'm not going to say it because that's a college term. Just saying. But I do believe that the Tennessee Titans are more of the Jets than the Jets are even below Jet standards. I mean, last year. I mean, that's even low for them. That's Division III football, college football rebuilding. Just a pile of shit on top of a pile of shit. Jets only got a couple things going for them. Titans has got 3, maybe. Yeah, they got 3. They can get a new coach, so you got to count that as a positive as of now. Titans is the Jets rebuilding team of the year. They should move to New Jersey.
Gage, who is your Jets rebuilding team of the year?
This is a team that hired a new head coach here this offseason. They got a pretty young quarterback. They got a good wide receiver, and they got a guy who will run through a brick wall for you at running back. Not much else, but that's what they got. High draft pick this year. We're going to the New York Giants. Feels like they've been bad for a while. They're constantly rebuilding, getting rid of quarterbacks, getting rid of other skill positions, getting rid of players on defense, bringing players in, drafting players, firing the coach, hiring the coach, all for who knows what. You're in a tough division with Philly and Dallas and even Washington. It's going to take a little more than just bringing in Harbaugh. So my Jets rebuilding team of the year is the other New York team, the Giants.
All right, so we got the Titans, we got the Giants. My Jets rebuilding team of the year. It's time for me to play heel to our fellow AFC North competitors. And I'm going the Cleveland Browns as my Jets rebuilding team of the year because they've been rebuilding since they've come back in 1999. Made a couple of playoff appearances. They've got Shadur Sanders. How many quarterbacks have they added to that jersey since they've come back? 41 starting quarterbacks. It's a constant rebuild year after year after year. They've got something on defense. They can't figure out anything on offense. And they really haven't been fun for a while on offense. Cleveland Browns going to get a top pick here again. We say that every year because they do. I mean, I can't remember the last time they picked in the 20s. I mean, that one year they went to the playoffs, I guess.
Yeah, the one year they went to playoffs and won a playoff game.
Yeah, that's the only.
Baker Mayfield was the last one to do that, wasn't he?
Yeah, Baker Mayfield. They won. They beat.
Before that, it was Derek Anderson.
It was Derek Anderson. Yeah.
Yeah, Derek Anderson took them to the playoffs once.
It was Tim Couch back in the day. Once in 2002. Anyways, the Browns are my Jets rebuilding team of the year. All of these teams we just mentioned, constantly rebuilding. And I'm sure they'll probably constantly suck. I'm sure they'll be rebuilding in the next year when we do these yearly awards again.
Easy for you to say.
Easy for me to say. The next award that we've got, guys, and it is the Hot Seat Coach of the Year, which is the coach that was on the hot seat the longest, or the coach that should be on the hot seat, however you want to interpret it. Gage, who is your Hot Seat Coach of the Year?
My hot seat coach of the year is a guy that should have been fired, was not fired, was on the hot seat all season, will enter next season on the hot seat. We're going to make one person on this podcast happy. Let's go to Cincinnati and take Zach Taylor. Now, resident Bengals fan on this show has told us many times how he thinks Zach Taylor should be gone. I feel like we owe 1, 2, maybe 3 weeks. You had a billboard background, and one of the sentences on it was fire Zach or fire Taylor, fire Zach Taylor, something along those.
Save Burrow.
Save Burrow, fire Zach.
Or dude.
It just feels like a bomb waiting to explode at the head coach position in Cincinnati. So hot seat coach of the year, Zach Taylor, congratulations.
I'll go ahead and go right here. My hot seat coach of the year, I'm going to the AFC North, and I'm going to say Cincinnati head coach Zach Taylor is the hot seat coach of the year. This man should be on the hot seat for the injustices that he has brought upon the Cincinnati Bengals Houday Nation for the past few years. When you've got one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league, you've got maybe the best wide receiver duo in the league, and you can't get them to the playoffs. So, Zach Taylor, you, sir, are on the hot seat, and your seat should be very hot come next September when kickoff begins. Zach Taylor's my hot seat coach of the year. Gordon, who you got?
There's 2 claps for Zach Taylor. He was my runner-up. Zach Taylor was my runner-up. But my hot seat coach of the year is Dan Quinn from Washington.
Okay.
Because, boy, did they suck last year. Don't get me wrong. I understand you didn't have your quarterback, but you had a quarterback that played a very similar style to the one you lost. And it looked like dog shit. So it couldn't look much better with the starting quarterback unless he did everything. Well, wait a minute. He did just about everything the year before that. Never mind. But still, yeah, you need to adjust your game plan when your backup's going in. And it looks like his adjustment was, well, let's take about 3/4 of that playbook out and let's run him with the generic garbage here in the middle. That's just terrible coaching. And, I mean, come on, he's had a history of terrible coaching. He was the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons when they lost a 28-3 lead in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That can't be good. I watched it. Oh, my God, that was horrific. So Dan Quinn should start off this season along with Zach Taylor with a barbecue underneath their ass.
I like it. I like it a lot. So, hot seat coach of the year, Zach Taylor, Dan Quinn. And that'll bring us to our next category we've got here, and it's the questionable player of the year, which means it's the player that's always on the injury report every week. He's questionable. Will he play? Won't he play? Who knows? Because he's always questionable. I'm leading this off, and I'm just going to say I had listened to 16 weeks of Gage's who's been injured on Gage's fantasy team. One name was brought up. I bet you if we went back and looked at the tape in all 16 weeks, and that is Minnesota running back, former Green Bay Packer, Aaron Jones is my questionable player of the week because he was always questionable. That's my pick. Gordon, who is your questionable player of the year?
I had the same logic because Aaron Jones Sr. was on there. I had him on my fantasy team, but I could never start him because I never knew if he's going to be playing or not. So, yes, I had Aaron Jones Sr. as a questionable player of the year. What was it? His calf and shoulder and neck and back and hip and mentality. I mean, what it was, it's a lot of things. So 2 claps for Aaron Jones Sr., questionable player of the year.
Gage, who's your questionable player of the year?
Guys, I feel like we're going to have to rename this award here. We're going 3 for 3. I'm going to go to Minnesota Vikings backfield. Give me Aaron Jones Sr. for questionable player of the year. This man, I could never put him in the starting lineup until 12:50 Sunday afternoon because that was the only time I knew whether or not he was playing. Now, Brad, I know you said weeks. He was on the injury report. I think the first week he was fully healthy. So only had to go through 15. So The Aaron Jones Award goes to Aaron Jones. 3 for 3, 3 claps for Aaron Jones.
I think week 9 he was on it twice, so I'm counting that as 16 weeks. It seems like you might as well have been. But anyways, yeah, Aaron Jones. It's going to be renamed next year, the Aaron Jones Award. I mean, it could have been the Christian McCaffrey Award or the George Kittle Award. They were always questionable, but McCaffrey didn't miss a bunch, and he wasn't on the injury report as much as usual. But Aaron Jones was there every week, by God. So the next one we've got here, and let's go to Missed It by That Much, Worst Kicker Award. And Gordon, I will let you go ahead and start here with who is your worst kicker this season?
The worst kicker award for me is a guy that actually they keep saying, they always say, well, the missed kick isn't the reason why you lost the game. Well, when you lose a game by 4 points and you missed 8 points worth of kicks 3 times and you lost the 3 games by 4 points or less, yes, your missed kicks caused them to lose the fucking game. The missed kicker missed it by that much. It's Brandon McManus from the Green Bay Packers, my team. I mean, if you want to look, go back and watch the replay of the Packers and Bears game in the playoffs. They lost by 4. He actually gave them hope by constantly missing friggin' kicks. He missed 8 points worth of kicks in that playoff game, and they lost by 4.
All right, Gage, who is yours? He's got Brandon McManus. Who you got?
So I'm actually going to give us 2 answers here because I originally misunderstood the assignment on this award here. I did not interpret that this award was the worst kicker.
Might have been the hostess' fault there that sent you the wrong thing, but hey, he may have forgot some details, but we're here now.
So my award for worst kicker, I'm going to go with Gordo here and also say Brandon because he's just been bad. However, I would like to say the thing that I originally had down. So when I hear missed it by that much, I thought it was like, a team that so close to winning this game, but there was just that one thing that, really screwed them up and they missed it by that much. We're going to go to Caleb Williams in the Chicago Bears. Cam Curl picking off Caleb in overtime of the divisional round, leading the Rams to go down and winning the game. Caleb Williams, Chicago Bears, you guys missed it by that much. And Brandon McManus, you missed it by this much.
So my pick for worst kicker is also going to be Brandon McManus because of that Chicago game. Like, that is like, you can't miss him in that point. It's the playoffs, dude. You cost your team a game because you sucked. And what was that? Peyton Manning called Mike Vanderjagt back in the day because he missed a few kicks that cost Peyton Manning playoff games, and I think he referred to him as his idiot kicker. I'm pretty sure maybe Jordan Love and the boys are thinking the same thing about McManus right about now. So, Brandon McManus, congratulations. You are the worst kicker. Young Hoku was also pretty bad this year, too. Not Young Ho. Young Wei, sorry.
Same thing.
But yeah, he got, he wasn't around much to be rewarded there. But Brandon McManus, you were, unfortunately for Gordon there. And so that'll lead us now. We've got 2 more categories left, and it is going to be the One Hit Wonder Award, given to the player that had one good game all season long and looked like a Pro Bowler, had one shining moment, and that was it. Gage, who is your one-hit wonder for the season?
So my one-hit wonder actually could be looked at 2 different ways. He had like one really good game, but this was also the best season of his entire career so far, and he's been in for a little bit. We're going to stay in the AFC North. Cleveland Browns, congratulations, you have a second award winner here. On the defensive side, Devin Bush, 3 total interceptions, 2 pick sixes, 125 total tackles. Only the second time in his career he had triple-digit tackles. First time was his rookie year in 2019. And that one-hit wonder game, Brett might still haunt you, came against the Cincinnati Bengals. So, Devin Bush, one-hit wonder. How couldn't you play like this in Pittsburgh, my man?
Gordon, who is your one-hit wonder for the season?
My one-hit wonder isn't just one game. It was one quarter. Yes, it was over every quarter every fourth quarter in every game of the season, but only that one quarter. If you put together, maybe it's 2 total games. Caleb Williams. If you notice, the first 3 quarters in just about every game, they was getting their asses whooped. They won because he had one good quarter in every game. One. So it's a little bit different. I couldn't find someone who had just one great game. I had to find people that had one good quarter.
So he's going Caleb Williams here. I'm going to go with Tampa Bay wide receiver Jalen McMillan, who had one good game all season. He had in week 17 against Miami, he had 7 catches for 114 yards. In the other games that he played, he had 3 catches, 2 catches, 2 catches, and 1 catch for 38 yards, 15 yards, and 11 yards. Only one game he popped off with over 100 some yards. Jalen McMillan is my one-hit wonder.
I also have a follow-up to the one-hit wonder. His one-hit wonder game was also against the Cincinnati Bengals. The reason he's not my winner is because he is a Pittsburgh Steeler. Tight end Pat Fryermuth. 5 catches, 111 yards, 2 touchdowns in that one game. He finished the season with 4 touchdowns and 486 yards.
Well, I mean, there's a guy from my team that could have qualified for that too, but it was in the playoffs, and that was Matthew Golden. He finally got a touchdown in the playoff game. I mean, his only touchdown, the only game where he had actually broke, I think, 60 yards receiving, I think. But he did get a touchdown. So,
and an honorable mention for my team would have been my guy Mitchell Tinsley if he did not play in the regular season, because that game against Washington in the preseason, I came on here gushing afterwards, Gage. You got to remember that. But he ended up getting some run, played a little bit, so he was a little bit more than a one-hit wonder this season. But Jalen McMillan, Caleb Williams, and Devin Bush, one-hit wonders for us.
And I think Caleb Williams will have a down season. Yeah, they had a good record this year, but enjoy the first place schedule next year, jackasses.
Takes are getting hot in here. So now we're going to go to our final award category, and that is the UTF Moment of the Year award. I will go first on mine, and mine is Bo Nix breaking his ankle after the divisional round before the AFC Championship, because he ended up finishing that game. Nobody seen it coming. They did a press conference after the game, did an interview on the field after the game, nothing mentioned or anything. And then Sean Payton comes back out and is like, I need to address something with you guys right now. Bo Nix is broke his ankle and he's going to have surgery. And it's like, what the is going on here? That is my moment, because I mean, that's shocking to me that happened, because of nobody seemed to see anything going wrong on the field. But that's what we got on that press conference. That's my WTF moment of the year. Gordon, what is your WTF moment of the year?
But my what the fuck moment was Tennessee Titans' first win against Arizona. The interception that led to a fumble that got kicked and got picked up by the other team, and then got fumbled again and got picked up by Tennessee, got fumbled and then got recovered by Tennessee in the end zone for a touchdown, which started their scoring. What the hell? It was like, I remember you sent me a message that says, does anybody want the ball? And I went back and watched, and I'm like, no, nobody wants the freaking ball.
Nobody wants it.
That is my what the fuck moment of the year.
Gage, what is your WTF moment of the year?
So there were plenty of candidates for WTF moment of the year. I went back to DK Metcalf, getting into it with the fans. I went to Caleb Williams backpedaling, throwing a touchdown to Cole Kmet in the back of the end zone.
Don't bring it up again. Don't bring that up again.
But the one that I landed on, let me paint the picture here for you. It might sound a little familiar, Gordon. Week 5, Cardinals versus Titans. Cam Ward throws a pick to De'Adrian Taylor Demerson, who then fumbles it at the 6. Ball is kicked around, eventually picked up by Tyler Lockett in the end zone for a Titan touchdown. I can't believe we picked the same UTF moment of the year.
Well, it was unreal. It was an unreal. It's like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
It looked like a damn circus in the middle of the field.
And at that point of the season, we still thought maybe the Cardinals have got something here. And then the Titans come in, you're like, the Titans team are just absolutely horrible. And then that play happens, and you're like, both these teams absolutely suck. Sorry, we messed up on our preview.
Also, another candidate for WTF moment of the year was before the trade deadline, and the Cincinnati Bengals acquired a new quarterback in Joe Flacco. I believe the reaction on this podcast was WTF.
And another one, a trade before the season started. The Cowboys trading Micah Parsons to the Packers was a
Yeah.
WTF moment as well.
But that was in a good way in this direction. Like, what the hell, really? Woo!
Yeah, right. So there's several of them that we could just go through here of WTF moments of the year. But the Cardinals, Bo Nix breaking his ankle, all those things are just like,
This season was full of them. And some of the games would have qualified as well because
Yeah.
teams that shouldn't have lost got whooped, and you're like, what the hell?
So that is our awards for this season. We've done it, guys. We've made it through the awards part of the program. Now I guess it's time to get down to business, and that would be Super Bowl 60. The Seattle Seahawks, the New England Patriots. 6:30 on NBC or Peacock. Seattle is a 4.5 point favorite. Gordon, who you got in the Super Bowl?
Can I get a woo out? Okay. Yeah, we did a woo off last week off camera, and I was trying to get started again. It's not working. Anyway, I kept seeing on today, they said likely, which one would be more likely? Seahawks win by blowout, or the Patriots win the Super Bowl. I don't see the Patriots getting blown out. They probably could, but anything can happen. I just don't see a Mike Vrabel team getting blown out like that because they play fundamentally sound. They don't make a lot of mistakes. You actually going to have to beat them. They're not going to make mistakes and give away. I got to know the Seahawks are going to win, but I can't go against New England on this one. Give me New England by this much. By May, I mean it's going to be a make kick at the end to take the lead. That's what I'm thinking. It's going to be defensive battle.
Gordon's got Adam Vinatieri kicking the game-winning field goal in the Super Bowl. All righty. Gage, who
He
you
probably
got?
still could.
Who do you have in the Super Bowl, Gage? Who's your pick?
This hardest game of the year to pick, obviously. It is the Super Bowl. It is the championship game. You don't know what's going to happen. It's on neutral ground. The 49ers aren't in this, so both teams actually have to travel. One has to travel a little bit more than the other. I'm going to go against the Patriots. Now, let me explain why. Number one, cannot let the Patriots get ring number 7. Number two, my boss at work is a Patriots fan, and we cannot be going into work Monday morning with that. And number 3, I believe the last 10 Super Bowls where one team has had to travel from the east to the west coast, they have ended up losing, and then the team that was closer ended up winning. So we're gonna go with the Seahawks, but we are gonna make just a fun little prediction. Kenneth Walker, Super Bowl MVP, tosses a touchdown to somebody. Throws a touchdown in the Super Bowl. It might be Sam Darnold, might be A.J. Barner, might be a lineman. They might put Tariq Woolen out just for fun. You never know. But give me the Seahawks in this one. They cover the 4.5, and the Patriots dynasty so close to being back, yet they missed it.
I got a parlay at the end of this, so go ahead, Brent.
So, guys, I agree with both of your all's points here. This should be a really good game between both these teams. They're fundamentally sound. They just are at the right place at the right time, especially on defense. The problem I've got with the Patriots, you said they don't make mistakes. Drake May puts that ball on the ground more than Lamar Jackson does in the playoffs. This guy's fumbled the ball a lot, especially in these playoffs. That worries me a little bit for the Patriots. Seahawks, on the other hand, Sam Darnold, the oblique, is feeling good. Nobody's hardly mentioned the oblique a whole lot since a couple of weeks ago when they said he had the oblique injury. JSN, I believe, is going to have a monster game against Christian Gonzalez. I know that's who's going to be covering him, but the guy's going to get open quite a bit, I think. I think that's my Super Bowl MVP, and I think the Seattle Seahawks win the Super Bowl, but I think the Patriots cover. I think it's going to be close. The Patriots get the ball at the end of the game with the drive to come down the field and win it, but Drake May fumbles it away, and the Seahawks get on it, and they make up for their loss with Malcolm Butler, beast mode, all that a few years back. Seattle gets a revenge. They're back. Sam Darnold, redemption story. He's the Fernando Mendoza of the NFL this season. And he goes on and he wins the Super Bowl. That's my thoughts.
Okay, here's mine. I forgot to give you my Super Bowl MVP, and it's for exactly the reason why you said he'll be covering Jackson Smith and Jigby, and that's Christian Gonzalez. I believe he's going to take one away from Sam Darnold, and he might even house it. I'm not predicting a defensive touchdown. That's not part of it. But
Part of the parlay.
But the parlay, Sam Darnold, 2 touchdown passes, 1 interception. He will throw a pick. And Travion Henderson scores a touchdown, whether it be rushing or receiving, anytime touchdown. You know how that works. And if you want a 4th leg, I'll give you one. Jackson Smith and Jigba under 65 yards receiving.
We're differing here, but hey, it's whatever. We'll see how it is.
Because they're going to put a cover over Jackson. He's not going to get deep. And Christian Gonzalez is a good corner. He's not going to be able to burn him anyways. Even though he's from Ohio State University and one of my favorite receivers, I just don't like the team he's on. I hate that cheating name.
So I don't know why you call them cheating when the Patriots cheat. Literally cheated that whole time. What are you talking about?
They didn't cheat my team.
Gotcha. I understand now. Listen, if you guys, so that's our Super Bowl predictions right here. If you guys watch the Super Bowl, stay up all night, watch the commercials, watch the halftime and all this stuff, you guys excited about Bad Bunny? Anyways, we're not getting into that right here. So if you all stay up all night for that and everything, and you wake up the next morning and you're not feeling so well, you're tired, you're a little foggy, you're maybe hung over a little bit. If you need a little pick-me-up, may I suggest going to W.GG and using the promo code Yellin. Save you 10% at checkout when you use the link in the description. Gage, what do you got in your W Cup right now?
Yeah, W is actually my winner for sponsor of the year, energy drink of the year. We currently have Blue Raz in the cup right now.
The best.
Getting through the Blue Raz tub. We're still working on the strawberry margarita one. We got a few other flavors potentially coming in soon. And there's a lot of new ones still to try. I'm excited to try some of them. There's one, I think I mentioned it last week. It is like Push Pops that I used to have as a kid that used to be around. I don't think they're around anymore, but basically creamsicle flavored. I'm excited.
I've actually seen Flintstone push-ups in the store.
There we go.
The Flintstones push-ups were the bomb diggity.
Now you can relive that with Dubby.
Yeah, absolutely. DG, promo code Yelling, 10% at checkout. Let us know what your favorite flavor is. I'm curious.
Yeah. I like Blue Raz. Grandpa's denture water sounds strange, but still pretty good. I'm curious about the s'mores. I think that may be my next purchase is the s'mores there, but
I'm curious about it too because you make it with milk. Energy drink
doesn't sound. Yeah. Doesn't
Stay
sound.
away. Have to stay away from that one, I would. I'm just a smidge on the lactose intolerant side, so.
Yeah, go there, check us out. BW, be better. All right, guys, so that brings us to right here. Anybody, do y'all have anything else you want to add to the awards program or the Super Bowl talk or Red signing Suarez or anything of the sort?
He'll probably bat about 280, but he'll be injured quite a bit, so it'll be kind of like batting a 200. Sorry, Brent, but it seems like every time the Reds bring someone in worth a damn, they turn out to be not worth a shit. We're with the Reds until they leave again, then all of a sudden they're great again. That's just how it works. It's like people get allergic to playing well when they come to Cincinnati. I'm a Reds fan. I watch a lot, and you know it, Brent, so that's the only baseball team I actually watch.
Fair enough, Gordon, but I'm trying to be positive here.
I think the last good one we had that come in and he played decent somewhere else, but he actually played good for the Reds, which was weird. That Scooter Jeanette.
He had 4 home runs in a game at Great American Ballpark one time.
Yeah.
Yep.
They retired that Blatt.
Yeah.
So news in the past 24 hours from the Detroit Tigers.
Oh.
But not only that, you signed Framber Valdez, 3 years, 115. And then Tariq Skubal wins his arbitration case, which you rarely hear about.
Yeah.
And he's making $32 million this year. You have $147 million between 2 pitchers. That is insane.
And his arbitration was what, $13 million more than what the Tigers were offering, and he won. It's like, oh, okay.
Like, wow.
Baseball needs a salary cap
and a salary floor.
Thank you. You said it.
Definitely do. Need to get that in there pretty soon. But guys, this is the last podcast before the Super Bowl. Next time we hop on here, we'll have a new Super Bowl winner, and we'll see how it is.
I don't want to make I don't want to make any promises, but I am going to drop a little teaser here. Next week, there's a chance we have a UFL player that will be coming into the show. He's a coworker of mine, and he got drafted to the Columbus Aviators. So everything works out.
Gordon's
You better fresh up on your aviator knowledge next week, Gordo.
I'm really going to have to work because I haven't watched a single UFL.
looking forward to the potential guest next week. Looking forward to the Super Bowl this weekend. And then, guys, it's over with after this weekend. It's sad. It's sad times around.
Yeah, it is.
And then I'm getting notifications over here. Myles Garrett, Defensive Player of the Year. Teteroa McMillan, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Christian McCaffrey, Comeback Player of the Year. That's what's been announced so far, at least.
Well, we'll keep an eye on those awards and see how we did on our picks last week. And then we'll let you know how our picks was for the Super Bowl. Me and Gage going Seattle. Gordon going Patriots. We'll see how it is. Guys, we'll catch you all in the next one.